The LPGA kicked off their season this past weekend in the Bahamas, and they might have had some wind, but it was certainly a lot warmer than it was at Torrey Pines. H.J. Kim, 14th hole, her second.
Yeah, exactly what you would expect in the Bahamas, just slightly breezy, but when it's breezy, swing easy. That's what she did, and that's to 3 feet right there on the 14th hole. She would make birdie and get her third win.
Not bad. A final round, 66, wins by 2 shots. And right now, Tripp, when you look at the Olympic golf ranking, South Korea, how about some of the players in, led by Inbee Park, and again, a host of other players in the top 20 on the outside looking in.
There's a lot of jockeying going on for that team. That's definitely going to be a team to be reckoned with at the Olympics.
It will be a fluid situation leading up to Rio. How does the American team right now look for Olympic golf? Stacey Lewis, Lexi Thompson, Christy Kerr, but 3 other players again. Very early, they just started their season.
Exactly. Got to be ranked inside the top 15 to qualify, so the U.S. may field a 4-lady squad on the women's side.
Right now, for the men, the United States, they have plenty inside that top 15. Jordan, Ricky, Bubba, and Dustin. How about the names on the outside looking in? Patrick and Zach.
Amazing stuff that Patrick Reed's not on that team right now.
A lot of big names excited for Rio, especially Rory McIlroy.
Golf in the Olympics, it means an awful lot to golf because it puts our sport on a bigger stage. You know, people that don't necessarily watch golf are going to watch it this year because it's in the Olympics. So I think as to broadcast golf to a wider audience, I think is going to be fantastic. Personally, a gold medal for me, it would mean a lot, but I think it'll take time just to see how much that will mean at the end of my career. You know, whether golf becomes a real mainstay in the Olympics or not, but it's going to be a great experience nonetheless, and I'm going there and I'm going to enjoy it and embrace everything and hopefully have a good time.
Right now, McIlroy and Shane Lowry would be representing Ireland, Day and Scott for Australia, Stenson and Lingmerth for Sweden, Justin Rose and Danny Willett as of this very moment for Great Britain. For more on the Olympics, let's listen in to part 2 of Gary Williams' interview with European Chief Executive Keith Pelly.
Olympics, you carried a torch regarding Vancouver in 2012 on the path.
I did.
Okay. What effect can the Olympics and golf being in the Olympic program have on your tour?
Well, I think it's more about golf on the international stage, and the Olympics is something special. If you've been to the Olympic Games, there's nothing like it. But then again, I haven't been to a Ryder Cup. But I think it's terrific for the game. I think. The athletes, I believe the athletes who haven't been to a game, and I heard this with the NHL players when the NHL went into the Olympics. Mm-hmm. They had no idea what to expect, and they weren't really buzzing with anticipation about it. But once they get into that athlete's village, and once they get the taste, and they see those Olympic rings and touch the Olympic rings, I think it'll be magical for the players. And I think for golf to be on the global stage can only be a good thing for our game.
The Ryder Cup, a very, very important property for your tour. Ian Poulter was quoted as saying, it's the crown jewel of the European Tour. Is it?
I think it's pretty important. It happens every 2 years. Obviously, we're excited about this year. It'll be my first Ryder Cup. Our captain, Darren Clark, is energized after our recent successful win in Malaysia when we beat the Asian team. It's exciting. The Ryder Cup is it creates memories. You know, just walking through the halls here at the Golf Channel, and I saw Ian Poulter's memorable moments from Medina, and then saw Graham McDowell's great shots. Yeah, the Ryder Cup is something that's it's not only critical to the European Tour, it's critical to golf.
Shorts. Okay, suddenly shorts are permitted on the European Tour. Was this a Darren Clark-driven thing during the Eurasia Cup a couple of weeks ago? I mean, it seemed practical.
Yeah, no,
and,
Darren.
And suddenly you launch with this new allowance of shorts during practice rounds.
Yeah, no, Darren Darren was pretty excited about it, but Darren wasn't involved in the early conversations. It started back in Dubai. It was 35 degrees at the DP World Championship this year, which is the culmination of our race to Dubai. And I just asked a couple of the players, why don't you wear shorts on the practice day in the Pro-Am? And after asking about 20, 25 players, nobody could give me a tangible reason why not. And then afterwards I sat with Ian Poulter and I said, Ian, why don't we just try it? And he said, yeah, why don't we try it in the practice rounds in the Pro-Am? I said, fine, let's do it at the Eurasia Cup. And that's how it happened.
All right.
And then it became a big story.
It did. It did over here.
It became a big story.
It certainly did.
But explain to me. You know, what was your reaction? And why was it a big story?
I'll tell you why.
I don't understand why it was such a big story.
I'll tell you why. It's the optics. We're not used to seeing the best players in the world wearing shorts. But
you're used to watching John Daly. What's John Daly wear?
Well, he wears loudmouth pants. He's got trousers on. I mean, he's wearing material to his ankles.
So let's put a graphic up of John Daly in the trousers, right? And then Darren Clark in the shorts.
Believe me,
it's fantastic.
Your players, and I talked to several of them this week. They're going to love it. They are.
Well, let's catapult ahead. Like, do you honestly believe in 10 years from now? Do you honestly believe that all the players won't be wearing shorts in competitions?
On which tour?
I'm just asking.
In the United States, emphatically no.
Okay. Well, I believe that. I believe in the European tour in 10 years.
Is that something you want to see happen?
I think it's
shorts
a natural progression.
In tournament competition rounds. You'd like to see it.
No, I didn't say I'd like to see it. I said I think it'll happen.
Okay. Last thing, as somebody who ran a media company, you could help us with a lot of things around here, and we're always willing to listen, but we only have one thing we need your advice on. The music we in-bump and out-bump with, since you had a very highly successful DJing career early in your life, can you help us with that?
You have done your research. Yes, that's very funny.
What kind of music should we be playing to engage the audience and hold the audience?
You know what's interesting is I share a Spotify account with my son now, who's 13, and I'm now I've been on the road quite a bit. And so he has his playlist, and I've been starting to listen to his playlist. And I've never listened to country before, ever. And now I'm like a Luke Bryan fan, right? So, and 3 weeks ago, I didn't know who Luke Bryan was. I'm getting in tune with today's music again. So, yeah, I could probably help you a little bit, but not as much as. Best thing to do is go to the millennials.
Well, Luke Bryan in London. London is now your home. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thanks, Gary. Appreciate it.
Keith Pelley of the European Tour.